It's my feel-good breakfast show.
And welcome back to the kitchen on this fine Wednesday. It is the Culinary Hotline Bling!
Ting, ting, ting.
Do you want food? I said it's a Culinary Hotline Bling!
Ting, ting, ting.
No one's getting fed today, and that's absolutely fine. Sassy, we're making food for ourselves this morning. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling fantastic, nice and cold. Nothing wrong with a bit of curry.
You know, I was so excited when I saw you making a chicken curry, because obviously, being Sassy Bakes, I expected sweet, sweet, sweet. And when you came to this morning with the savory, I was very, very excited.
Little did you know I'm here to cook you a curry this morning, Chef.
Oh, I am so excited. Okay, so this morning, South Africa, like I said, Sassy's in the kitchen. If you have any questions for Sassy or myself, plus, if you want to share with us what you did yesterday on your Heritage Day, send us that voice note through to 063-408-8863. I'm so curious to find out what you did yesterday. Sassy, what did you do yesterday?
Me, I had some fun in the sun.
Right.
There was no sun.
There was no sun. I'm talking about 2 days ago when we had that beautiful, beautiful sunshine. I got all my braaiing done on that
Did you?
day. Yesterday was perfect. We're just like chilling at home.
I was still waiting for the invitation, though.
I'm sorry. It was quiet vibes yesterday. It was chilled. But okay, so chicken curry.
Chicken curry.
Absolutely love. And you're making chicken curry on the bone because that's where the magic is.
We have to have it on the bone. I know a lot of people say, like, they don't like the bone, but you know that all the flavor is in the bone.
Absolutely.
We have to have it. I want to just grab the drumstick and put it in my mouth.
There we go. And are you a chicken curry in a hurry type of person, or are you a low and slow?
I'm a low and slow.
Oh, that's when you
I
really
love
get the
that.
most out of the bone and all that
100%.
cartilage.
100%.
Okay, so what have we got going so far? It's onions in
So
the
what
pan.
we just got some onions, and then we're gonna add some curry leaves, quick sticks, curry leaves, some stick cinnamon, some bruised cardamom.
Mm-hmm.
Let that roast a little bit.
There we go. So cardamom, so the what I'm seeing people do now is they actually do these little, it looks like a little spice bag,
Yeah, the spice bag.
and then they put the cardamom in there because they are scared of biting into the cardamom. I don't know. Like, that's how we grew up.
Let me just say, I'm one of that vicious cooks.
Okay.
I want you to bite into the
Oh, you
cardamom.
do?
You need to have that flavor, babe.
But
you need to have it.
I feel like that was part of like almost like a curry eating initiation kind of process. Someone's gonna get it, and now the fact that it's in a little baggie, they just take it out.
You know what? I used to love it as a family. We used to cook, and my mom used to make curry. And then everybody would always be petrified, who's going to get that cardamom? And the moment you bite into it, you just see that whole face changing.
There we go.
Then you know,
People
he's
have
got
it.
it, yeah.
Life's easy nowadays. Put the cardamom in, don't put it in a bag, let the people experience it.
Hundreds.
Okay, so let's talk about the actual chicken before we go on with the spices.
Yeah.
I do my chicken curry with the skin on. And I know people get so worked up when they see the skin of the chicken, but I'm seeing you do it too.
No, I do it. I take some of it off for those people that are fussy. And most of the time I leave it on.
I love it on, yeah.
It must be on. It's like having KFC without the skin.
What is that? What is that? No. So
People you need to live.
Yes.
You need to have chicken curry on the bone with the skin.
So people don't understand that when you're cooking a curry, the fat that you have in a curry is extremely important.
Yeah.
Water does carry flavor, but not as well as fat.
Yeah.
So when it comes to a curry, and you want to carry all those spices through the notes of the rest of the gravy,
Yes.
it's got to be the fat. So that's my reason for keeping the fat on the chicken, and it makes all the difference for me.
And by the way, who's gonna be counting calories with
Yes.
that chicken curry? I'm sorry.
No,
Eh?
never, ever, no. Okay, spices are going in, and it's smelling super aromatic.
Okay, now with our garlic.
Talk to me about the
Ginger.
ground spices you're using today.
Okay, so we're using some, roasted masala, some cumin, some coriander, and some turmeric. Right? A lot of people want to, add some garam masala, chili powder. It depends on how hot you want it.
Yeah, I'm a go hard person. I love the heat.
I love the heat. I need to work out the sweat when I'm eating that curry.
A bit of a,
I need
while
to,
you're eating.
and a little tissue going and go like, people saying, are you enjoying it? It's very nice, very nice. I love that.
There we go.
So, all your spices, and Chef Clem, you know how we do it here. We roast the spices. Because
Very
one thing I
important.
don't like about, when something that people have a curry, then it's always, you get the taste of the spices on your tongue.
Yeah.
I can't deal.
And then what's to follow is some intense heartburn. So please do toast your spices. And again, that's where the oil comes in. You need enough oil in your pan when
Yes.
you're toasting your spices. If you don't have enough oil, you actually end up burning the spices or blistering it, and it tends to taste bitter.
Bitter,
Yeah,
100%.
so don't do
and
that.
you need to continuously stir it as well,
Oh, it smells.
You know my
so
take on
good.
life.
Tell me.
When you need to cook or when you need to bake, you need to make love to the food.
Ooh, it's not even
Please
7
express to
o'clock. I agree.
No,
When I cook and I'm in
I can't deal with this.
No.
No. When you throw in the garlic and ginger, it needs to be with star.
Yes.
You know, when you add the salt, it needs to be with star.
Of course.
You know?
I do struggle to cook when I'm in a foul mood, which is almost never. Can you imagine me in a foul mood? No.
No, I can't.
Why? So the people that work in the kitchen are going, yes, in the background. We'll talk to you in the ad break, it's fine. But it's so true. The energy you give when cooking
100%.
comes through in the food that you create.
You can taste it, yeah.
Oh, and
So little advice to the housewives. You know, when you're angry, don't add the chili powder.
Whoa.
I feel sorry for that
Or the
guy.
salt? Or the salt?
When the husband goes like, honey, the food is so salty. Are you in love? No, I'm not in love.
If anybody wants to know, last week on the Culinary Hotline, we had Prosper in the kitchen. He's been eating salty food since last week, Wednesday. Sassy, I'll fill you in a little later.
Oh,
But
you have
Prosper
to.
is doing all right. He is fine. He is with us this morning, just in case you've been wondering what happened to him. Okay, things are smelling amazing. Clearly, your energy is amazing because it's smelling good. So what's next?
Okay, so now it's nicely roasted. You can smell it, right? It's not burning.
No, not at all.
It's roasted. Now we're going to add some water. And the reason why I do this is because I want the spices also to cook now in its own juices. And that gives a beautiful gravy.
Oh,
Am I right?
no, absolutely. And I do like the method of using the water as well.
Yes.
Kind of like,
Because you've roasted the spices now
Yes.
already.
oh, it smells amazing.
I know,
Okay.
just the way I do it.
When do you go in with the tomatoes?
Okay, I'm going to go in with the tomatoes right
Let me
now.
help you.
Yeah, go for
And
it.
we're also not browning off the chicken, which is another thing I don't do. When I do like a tandoori style, that's when I would
when you want
marinate the chicken,
and then you're going to, you know,
char it off a bit,
Yeah, exactly.
into the curry. No, I like this. This is about the delicate flavors of the chicken coming through. The hero is actually the sauce.
Yeah, so now we have to check who's going to behave today, so we can offer them some of this beautiful curry.
There we go. So the chicken goes in, and how long? Chicken goes in, and then when do you add your potatoes?
So I let the chicken cook for like 5 minutes. Or maybe just like 5-10 minutes, and then I add the potatoes. Sometimes we want to be really, really fancy.
Oh, yes?
Like fancy. I will cook the chicken. When it's done, I'll take it out. Just put it aside for a
Okay.
while. Put in my potatoes, cook it till it's done, and then add my chicken again.
Trying that.
My
Now,
secret.
if you want to know what we're going to serve this curry with, I will just tell them. We're making rooties from scratch, so don't go anywhere. More Culinary Hotline bling
Ka-ching!
coming up. And we're back in the kitchen taking on what I am sure is going to be a labor of love, but well worth it. We're making rooties or rotties, and it's going to be amazing. Home baked, always amazing, always best.
In this case, it's going to be a rooty.
A rooty. Okay, now don't forget, if you want to have your say, if you want to ask any questions, asking Sassy or myself, send a voice note through to 0634088863, and also let us know what you did yesterday and what you ate on your very special Heritage Day. Rooties, let's do this.
Coming up.
Look, the thing about rooties, like, I'm not gonna lie, I do buy them.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, you gotta really mean to make rooties when you do make it.
Yes.
But home baked is
the labor of love.
homemade is always best.
It's the
Okay.
best. It's always the best.
Let's start.
Okay.
Which is basically making our dough, right?
Yeah, can you take instructions?
Sometimes.
Pull up them sleeves.
Sometimes.
Pull up
Here
them
we go.
sleeves.
Okay. So we got flour.
got flour.
The ingredients look simple. It looks easy, but it's the technique, right?
It's definitely the technique, and that's where a lot of people get it wrong. You know, it's a lot of people say, "Oh, I do my rooties like this," and can you teach me? But I always say you need to watch me in action.
Yeah. It's a kind of that's the way to pick it up.
Yeah.
And it's a feel
It's
thing.
a recipe that you can share. But you know, you need to watch me.
You need to watch. Okay, cool. So
Okay.
Flour.
Let's dig in flour, pinch of salt. Not too salty, Clem. Yeah, there we go.
you know I like salt. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. There we go.
Stop.
Salt in.
Now with your water, add your water.
And I'm gonna say it's room temperature water.
Room temperature. Always make sure that you can always add more flour, but not more water.
There we go. So we started with a little bit of water first.
No, more
More,
water.
more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. Okay, now you use your spoon and just feel
And
the
then
texture for me.
The oil comes later. The oil,
Yes.
and that's what I love about rooties is the process of kneading and working it is not on a floured surface.
Yes.
It's on oil.
100%.
And again, we just like testament to the fat today, but that
You
is
see?
part of the effect of how you get that beautiful texture.
You know, add some more.
Again, this one I like. This is my feel.
Nice and mushy.
So once we get it nice and mushy,
Yes. Now you're gonna dig in.
okay.
Okay.
So at this
Sleeves
point,
up.
would you let it rest or go straight into it?
No, go straight into it.
Okay.
Do you know the men are hungry? They need to eat.
They need to eat. But the thing about rooties you don't make. It's not a quick thing.
No,
Like,
it's not really a quick thing. But I mean, if you're as fast as what I am, it should take you literally 10 minutes. Boom.
And if you're not doing it in 10 minutes, you're not trying hard enough. Okay, I'm just joking. Okay, so here we go. So we've got our dough. So now the
Yeah.
dough is going to be turned out. Are we working in the bowl?
No, you can turn it out. Add some flour to your surface.
There we go. Turning out the dough.
There we go. Turning out the dough. There we go. Okay.
And boom.
Fantastic.
Right.
So add some more flour. Add some more flour.
Look at me working
Yeah,
like a...
mix it.
There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go.
You're working like a pro, chef.
Am I?
You're working like a pro.
All right, cool. So now we're going to start kneading.
There we go.
And like you said, it's very sticky. Are we going to keep on working it until it's not sticky, or are we going to
Yeah,
try
I
and keep
don't
it...
want the dough to be dry. It needs to be a little bit sticky, so nice, soft, and pliable.
Okay.
Right? And that makes for a nice roti that's going to be flaky.
There we
There
go.
we
So
go.
we're just working it.
Working it, working it.
So this is going to come together in a beautiful dough ball. It's going to
Yes.
rest, and then
Yes.
it's going to end up looking like that.
Like that, yeah.
So when we get that, how long does it actually take? Once you've kneaded it, once you got to that state, do you then rest it, or are we still just going?
No, just go,
I like
just go.
this. I like this. We don't rest for rooties. No, okay, cool.
No.
So you got your beautiful dough.
And once your dough is like, I should add some little bit of oil to this. But once your dough is like this, can you see it's a more like, it's a pliable dough. It's a little bit sticky, right? And
There we
this
go.
is what makes a nice, soft and flaky roti. People sometimes try to add way too much flour. So once your roti is at this stage, right? I always tell the females, make a roti when you're really upset, darling, because what it needs, it's that.
Do it.
You can do it.
No,
Can I do
you-
it?
let me get out the way. Go.
You knock
Yes.
it, yeah? And you knock it, and there we go. And there we go. There's your roti.
Someone gave us a nice yo in the background. I like it. Okay, cool.
And there's your roll.
There we go. So once you've got that smacked down, you've
got
got
it
your
smacked
roll.
down.
What's the next step?
Then we're going to just cut it into whatever size you want, like that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's your ball. So you're going to flour your surface, do that.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the time when you're going to start with the rolling phase.
Okay,
And
let me
to add
clear
your
some
butter.
space.
Okay,
Boom,
let's
boom,
create
boom.
some
Oh, oh.
space.
I'm back. Okay, cool.
I'm
So,
going to let you do this.
We're going to start cutting and shaping.
So we're going to do a few like this, right? So this is your roll.
Yes.
Nice and thick. Okay?
I'm okay.
Add some flour.
I can do this. And while we're
can
busy
do that.
doing this, we have a voice note from Nelly.
Yes.
Let's have a listen to what Nelly has to say.
Hello, Nelly.
Good morning, Expresso fam.
Good morning.
My name is Nelly, living in Zuma training. I just want to know from Sassy Bakes that how to prevent the rotties when you're making them
Yeah.
against being dry. I just want to know from her.
Nelly's got that Heritage Day public holiday energy that I'm carrying on as well. She was
Yes.
so chilled about it. We got there in the end though. How do you prevent your rooties going dry?
Going dry. It's just like I said, Nelly, don't add too much flour. You can always make sure that your consistency of your water, like you can see, it was a soft paste.
It's very
Can
pasty,
you see?
yeah.
It's very pasty. Now you work your flour through gradually.
Okay.
So
So
if it's something that you're doing for the first time, gradually add your flour. That will determine you not adding too much flour.
there we go. And I also think it's that step that we're going to get a little later when we start rolling it. And again, how we're not rolling it on flour, we're rolling it on oil.
Yes, yes.
And that's going to also help in keeping your roti and pastry deliciously moist. Actually, flaky, crispy, and delicious, but not dry.
100%.
There we go. Okay, so
Are you ready?
I didn't do my job. There we go. So let me grab this over here.
Do it.
I'm
Do
going to
it.
keep on cutting the pieces. And then, so now we've got our rolled out pieces of, we got our dough
So this
portioned
is
out.
what we're going to do.
Okay.
Right? Some flour. This is now your ball.
Right.
Remember, once your balls are like those, you're going to add them a little bit of flour at the bottom just to keep them from sticking. Now we're going to do the rolling method, right? Don't worry if it sticks a little bit to your rolling pin. That's a good sign. If it doesn't stick, you should worry.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay, so now you can see, Chef.
I'm just
Got
gonna.
there. Some people use their hands.
Thank you,
In
because
this
that's the
case.
option I have now. Because you know, budget cuts, rolling pins. Apparently, they're expensive nowadays.
Yeah. So we're going to go in with the butter.
The whole food team at the
Yeah.
back, ashamed
I
right
just
now.
want
Okay.
to say,
Yes.
please don't count calories.
No.
And I want some real butter. Eh?
There we go.
Sassy
Absolutely.
only uses real butter.
And
There
do you
we
go
go.
salted or do you go unsalted?
Doesn't matter.
There we
now,
go.
Now we're going to do the rolling. You use your thumb like that, and this is the method. Right? There we're doing the roll. So you've got your roll like that, and now you're going to play with it. 1, 2, 3, skip, 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 skip.
Love,
Got
love,
it?
love.
Okay. From that side, and there we're forming the.
Nice.
Can you do that?
I love that Carissa was taking notes so intensely. So I said that's absolutely amazing. Okay. I'm going to keep on rolling.
No, you keep on rolling. So when we're at this stage of the routine, what we're going to do is you're going to add some oil to your hand and you're going to rub it all over the roti. So when you're rolling it out for the stage of frying it, darling,
Tell me more.
then you know it's ready. We don't even need oil in the pan.
I'm so impressed
And
by
that's what you call a sassy roti.
Wow. Wow.
I love me a sassy roti. I also buy mine because this is really, like you said, a labor of love. That's beautiful.
Thank you,
And you know
babe.
what's great about Sassy Bakes? She's going to stick around for something sweet because it's Sassy Bakes for a reason. We're getting into a vanilla tray bake cake.
Yes. We're going some old school. We're doing old school, you know?
I love that.
The tray
I think
bake.
there has been a theme of tradition, old school here, teaching the youngins how to do things and carry on that legacy. I'm here for it. Also, love her energy. Please, you must be back here every week. Okay, not only that, we're going to get into baby talk, where we talk all things to do with your baby's first bath time routine. What do you have to do? What sort of equipment do you need? What preparation do you need to get into? We've got you covered when it comes to that. Babies, food, everything on your Feel Good Breakfast show. They're going to show me how to do this, and we'll see you after this.
Only you can make my day. It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to the kitchen for another installment of the Culinary Hotline Bling. It is our third and final session with you, Sassy. We've got
Yeah.
a delicious chicken on the bone curry. We've got our rooties, which we're going to fry up in a second. But now we're going to get into a delicious tray bake cake,
Yeah.
which for me is like more iconic than the round cake. This was a cake you went to school with when it was your birthday.
This is pure nostalgia.
This is absolute nostalgia. Vanilla.
Yeah.
We're going to go with apricot and coconut. Also nostalgic. I absolutely love that.
Yeah.
If you have any voice notes for us, send it through to 063-408-8863. I want to know what you did yesterday, what you ate yesterday, who you ate with. I'm nosy like that. And if you have any questions for Sassy or myself, let us know as well. The vanilla cake, because this is the make or break.
This
Doesn't
is
matter
the
how
make
good your
or
flavors
break
are.
cake.
The cake has to be moist, delicious, perfect crumb. How do we do that?
It's this is the thing. It's the most simplest of recipes, but it's so tasty. And one bite is going to take you immediately back to school, and your friends are going, "Can I also have a bite of that?" And you go like, "No, my mom made this especially for me."
Wow. Okay, but we're sharing today.
We're sharing the recipe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
I might leave out 1 or 2 ingredients. You never know.
There we go. Okay, so for the beautiful vanilla tray bake cake, how do we start
Yeah.
off?
Very, very simple. So we've got our eggs, okay, and our sugar, and we're just going to beat it.
Is that an
Till it's
important
nice.
part?
It is quite important because you know with eggs it adds volume and texture and all of those things to bakes. Many times people take the beginning step. They always skip that and they think, I'm just going to whisk the eggs a little bit. Unfortunately, we're not making scrambled eggs. We're making a cake that needs to be aerated and it needs to be moist and fluffy.
So that's what happens when you incorporate the eggs with the sugar, because you can see that's all, I want to say foam in a sense, but it's all air, and that's what you
That's
want.
all air. That's
going
what
to
you
make
want.
our cake deliciously light and fluffy. Okay, so eggs and sugar cream together. What is next?
Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're going to do our butter and our milk, and we're going to heat this up.
Okay.
Okay, this is a recipe that my mom shared with me, which was passed on to her by her grandmother.
All right.
So I'm thinking this recipe might be like 200 years old. It was,
Could be, yeah,
It was created in 19 dot, which is okay.
Hey, and also if it ain't broke,
You know what I
It's
mean?
fine. It's okay. Okay, so we've got our butter in the pot. We've got our milk.
Yeah.
So let's do that together.
Okay,
So we add
our butter's here, it's nicely melted. We're going to add our milk. And what we do is we're basically just going to bring it to, not really a boil, but just until the butter is completely melted, right? Then nice warm consistency, not hot because we don't want to cook the flour.
Right, of course.
So once we've got that, we're going to go in, with our baking powder.
again, and that's going to give us that lift and that color.
Yes, and what we also, very important, and this is what a lot of people seem to miss. You know how important it is to sift that ingredient.
When do we sift?
Flour needs to always be sifted.
Always, 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 always.
Always. For me, that's what makes it, that makes a nice, moist cake. So what you do is you sift your flour. Generally, what I also do, I'll go the extra mile. I'll whisk it as well.
All right, okay.
And once you whisk it, should there be any clots, then you know it's all, it's gone. It's nice and smooth.
So it's about removing those little lumps of flour, and is it anything to do with
pockets
air
of
as well?
flour.
Yeah.
Have you noticed sometimes you'll eat a cake and then you'll see like a, it seems like the flour is a bit compact on the one side, but you don't want to tell the auntie because she took 2 hours to bake that cake. So auntie, there's my advice to you.
Also,
You
I think
have
it's amazing because you're a baking professional, so you look out for things like that. Me, I'm blind. Woof, in the mouth. If it tastes good, I'm happy. I'm okay. But I hear you. I hear you.
Nothing that a teaspoon of apricot jam can't fix.
No. Okay, cool. So let's go to the next step. So we got our flour, baking powder added. We got our milk and our butter. So now it all just comes together. But it's going to be like a technique, right?
Yeah. So what you can do, which is also a very nice technique, is you go in with your. When you do this, the 3:2 ratio.
Okay.
It's always flours. Flour is 3 parts, and your liquid is 2 parts.
Okay.
So I would say going half with your dry ingredients. Okay. Then you're going to start mixing. Okay. You always need to help me with this, friend. I'm one of that people.
Let's see.
Let's see.
I think I broke something even more. Let's see.
Okay.
You know what? It wouldn't be a hotline if there wasn't something like that was.
There we go.
Hey.
There we go. And the magic just happened.
It just happened. There we go. Okay, should I just stay here?
Okay. Very important with flour, and this is what the audience needs to know. When your flour goes into your batter, it should never ever be mixed on a high volume.
Okay.
Because flour is something that generally needs to be folded in. So you use, you make sure that you mix this on the lowest speed, and then mix.
Our producer just randomly said, science upstairs.
Yeah, right. And then what you do is you gradually go in with your milk and your butter mixture.
And the speed is perfect?
So this is half.
Okay.
Half of your liquid. Then again in with your flour.
And again in stages, not all of it all at once?
So you're going to get with half your flour, then again your milk and butter, and then again your flour after that.
I think that looks like almost half. There we go. Okay.
Fantastic. You're a fast learner, eh?
I am.
You're a fast learner.
Baking for me is something like I really need to be in the gears to bake. I love baked goods. But my mindset to slow down and bake is just something that I struggle with. That's a me problem. But literally the fact that I need to be in that gears, that slow speed, that paying attention to the ingredients and the measurements. I cook with fire.
Chef Clem, you need peace in your life.
I need peace.
You need peace.
I need peace.
You need peace.
There we go.
So after that, we're going to go in with all the liquid again. Okay. Very simple recipe that you can impress your friends with. And if you want to go and you want to impress them even further, and not to tell them it's an actual tray bake, cut them into squares, add some Nutella, some whipped cream or something, piece of flake, something fancy, and then you can just say that Sassy baked it.
There we go. Absolutely. I love that. Okay, cool.
And look how nice and smooth this
I was going to
mixture is.
say, it looks beautiful and smooth. And again, that's because we took the time to alternate the wet and the dry.
And it's really basically a one-bowl recipe. It's very simple. Follow the steps.
And tell me, have we added the vanilla? there we go. I think that's the vanilla.
Don't worry about the vanilla, darling. You can add it before, after, who wants. Vanilla is vanilla.
And the one thing I do love is when I'm adding vanilla, I like the amount of vanilla you added. I see the people be adding 1 teaspoon of vanilla and calling something a vanilla cake.
A vanilla cake.
No. You got to be like intentional with it. If I'm not smelling it from across the road,
then it's clearly not a vanilla cake.
No. Okay. And this smells amazing.
That's beautiful.
Oh, it smells so good. Again, I do the this. I know we're not done, but I do the this.
Yeah,
Checking the bottom of the bowl to check any pockets of flour.
Oh, you're so intelligent. Oh my goodness.
Sometimes.
Are you looking for a job, darling?
Look, baking. Again, like I said, baking. Baking gets me.
And look at that.
I worked in a pastry section for 2 years.
Beautiful chef.
You know, so that. But I appreciate those that do bake.
So what we're doing, can you see?
The folding method.
The folding method. So it's from the bottom up, like that.
There we go.
Always nice and slow, and just be careful when you mix it that you don't over-mix it. That's
when this
perfect.
goes into your baking tray, do you do the
tap? I have to do the tap. Who's going to make the noise in the kitchen?
Oh, it's just for the noise, but it's to get those bigger bubbles out?
The bigger bubbles out. Or generally what you can also do, if you don't want to make too much of a noise, you hold your once your batter's in and you just give it the tap at the
I want to
bottom.
make a noise.
You want to make a noise?
I want to make a noise.
So you're that guy.
There we go. South Africa, you are going to want to make this recipe. This is going into the oven and then we're going to decorate it in the end. Go and get the recipe on expressoshow.com. You want all 3 recipes today. Sassy, you've been absolutely amazing.
Aww.
Can't wait to have you back in the kitchen. South Africa, you were good too. You were amazing too. Make sure you come back next week for more Culinary Hotline Bling. Ting, ting, ting.